Hey folks, it's Johnny Flynn. This is a very, very important post because the FBI follows my page. However, they don't follow this laptop, and a friend of mine went to the Mike Lindell Symposium, and I've been begging him for about 10 months for the Connecticut hacking data, which we now have. So, Connecticut, pay attention, because some people lost races by 50 votes, some candidates. Some people lost races by 2%, like the mayor of Norwalk. Lisa Brinton had 48% and he had 52. I'm saying a 2% swing would have given her the mayoralship of Norwalk. And we know how corrupt Harry is. Oh my God. He's running a check fraud syndicate. His own cartel, so to speak. And they're actually talking to people in the GOP as if we should be listening to the guy talking. I got a file on him already. No big deal. Folks, this is super important, super important. So please look at the screen, because some people, even the governor race was close. And this data is quite shocking. So let me put it on the screen. Let's talk about it at length. I'll take myself off, but here we go. This screen is from the 2020 election. It says that, for example, on November 4th at 1:04 a.m., from this IP address of a hacker, their latitude and their longitude, they know exactly where he is. From Denmark, hacked Ashford town clerk and changed 208 votes. Ansonia town clerk, 638 votes. Andover town clerk, very small numbers. But Berlin, 1,000. Bloomfield, 1,000. These are the hackers' IP addresses. Many, many hacks came from different places in China. Many, okay? Not necessarily Connecticut's hacks, but the swing states. So, but I mean, if you look down here, Eastford town clerk got hacked by Japan. Easton town clerk down here. There was a race in Easton that was won by 60 votes. Folks, 400, here we go, Easton, Connecticut, 416 votes were switched. At what time? On November 5th at, 11 o'clock at night. Here are the target IP addresses of the victim of the hack. Okay? Here we go. Danbury, 2,600 votes switched. Here we go. Bristol, 2,464 votes switched. 1,000. Here. Fairfield, 2,936 votes flipped. Who did that affect? Did that affect Brian Farnan? I don't know. I'd like to know. Glastonbury, town clerk, 1,800. Greenwich, town clerk, 2,986 votes flipped. These aren't the ballot harvesting cases of the Hamden Maximum Security Prison, or the woman who in Connecticut voted in 17 different states by herself. 17 different states. That's a federal crime. In some states, they changed voter fraud, in California, for example, from a felony to a misdemeanor. Hilarious. changed the vote, changed the law because they knew they were going to do it. Whoever changed that law committed a crime, folks. Yes, they did. It's called conspiracy. Hamden, 2,400 votes. Hartford Town Clerk, 2,726 votes. Manchester Town Clerk, 2,354 votes. Meriden, 2,096 votes. Did they change the votes of my friend? Probably, because they can't stand her. Milford Town Clerk, 2,660 votes. Did that affect the DeLauro Margaret Stryker race? Because no one in Milford voted for DeLauro. And here's 3,000 votes being switched. At what time? 1:50 in the morning. What IP address? Someone in Ohio hacked Connecticut. So someone from Texas and Vienna, Austria, from Tokyo, Maryland, Kansas, and Ohio, Hokkaido, Japan, Guangdong, China, hacked Madison Town Clerk. Who lives in Madison? Oh my goodness. Who lives in Madison? Doesn't Bob Stefanowski live in Madison? Oh my. Litchfield, Lisbon, Ledyard, Lebanon, Killingworth, Killingly, Kent, Hebron, Harwington, Harland, Hartford, all hacked. All. Let's get back to some of the big numbers. Norwalk, my town, the largest hacked, 3,590 votes. Did that make Harry Rilling mayor over Lisa Brinton? Probably. Probably. It's not so important that 13 Connecticut residents ran for President of the United States and not a single one got a vote. Not a single presidential candidate in the 2020 presidential election in Connecticut got a single vote. Okay? I ran. I have 21 pictures. I have 21 pictures of people who voted for me, and Denise Merrill can't find them. I sued her in August of 2020, September, October, November, 3 months prior to the election, for a good reason. And the judge denied us the fee waiver. The clerk lost it and kept the documents for months. We've submitted that writ and complaint against Flynn versus Denise Merrill about 6 times. Now we can update it with this massive fraud on the screen. Let's highlight a few more numbers. Do you mind? Let's go down. 1900 Shelton. 1900 Shelton. 2200 Stonington. 2300 Stonington. I have one question. How many years have they been hacking this system through Dominion? Through whatever service it is, whatever programming. Here are the IP addresses. Hello, FBI, Wallingford, 2,134 votes. Hacked. Is Connecticut a blue state or a red state? I really wonder. West Hartford, 3,006 votes. Think about this, folks. Think about this. Who in their right mind would have voted for brain-dead Biden and Kamala Harris, a prosecutor? Who in their right mind? Now, keep in mind, these Puerto Rico hacks, George Soros lives in Puerto Rico. The subbase in Puerto Rico was recently bought by a Chinese corporation. And guess who got paid? Guess who's on the Intelligence Committee? Guess who has FBI oversight of James Comey, who's never been prosecuted? And guess who sent him for the email Hillary investigation, Benghazi, and the K container ship U.S. Senate problem? U.S. Senate problem. Yes, including Bill Clinton. Let's look at some more numbers. 3006, West Hartford. 1800, West Haven. 1000, Watertown. 1000, Waterford. 1000, Waterbury. Oh no, Waterbury's 3004. Excuse me, Wallingford, we went over. Windsor, 1400. These are falsified votes. Woodstock, Connecticut, hacked by Tennessee. Woodbridge, Connecticut, hacked by Virginia, from Virginia. Winchester Town Clerk, hacked by Iowa. Illinois, hacked West Haven. Did that affect a friend of mine? It probably did. Tokyo, hacked Trumbull at the town clerk's office. Thomaston was hacked. They lost 360 votes. That's a Republican town, folks, okay? There are Republican towns on this list. Shelton is a Republican town. However, this may have changed their Board of Ed votes. Look at the Stamford number. Stamford is one of the most corrupt towns in the state of Connecticut. And 4,936 votes. Who was that for? Was that for Mayor Martin, who covered up the Stephen Barrier bribe? Who paid Black Lives Matter and the NAACP to cover up murder evidence? Yeah. Well, who was the police chief who saw the murder evidence and destroyed it? Chief Winneman. Why did he recently retire? Because he wouldn't answer his writ. He wouldn't answer his interrogatories in the lawsuit that we filed. Yeah, folks, you can criticize me all you want. These are facts, according to Mike Lindell. He's taking it to the Supreme Court. And if he prevails, guess who's going to be president again? Because if this, in fact, in a blue state, proves that the Electoral College votes in close states, swing states. You want to look at a swing state? Let's look at a swing state. Are you ready? You want to look at Michigan? Or you want to look at Arizona? Let's look at Arizona. Let's look. Trump won in Arizona. Look at Maricopa County Director of Election Services that was hacked. 171,000 votes. 171,000 votes hacked. One county flipped. And Trump won by 269,000 votes. Here. Biden won by 10,000. Arizona by 10,000 votes. The truth is that Trump won by 300,000 votes. See, this is the truth versus this is the lie. What's the big lie? This is the big lie. I just came from Arizona, Phoenix, at an event. They have 85,000 refugees on the border coming in the next 7 days. The United States is taking in 480,000 illegal aliens in October. It is projected. August last year, only 17,000 crossed the border. Now we're up to 468 It's illegal. It'll bankrupt us. They're bringing in fentanyl. They're bringing in human trafficking, drugs. They're bringing in coyotes. There are pictures on my phone from the Border Patrol. Rape trees, folks. Harnesses in trees where they tie women up and rape them. There are piles of clothing on the ground. Do you want to see these rape trees? Do you want to see these rape trees? The stuff I don't show you, I'm afraid to show you, folks. But I showed you the car picture today. Should I get it? Should I go to it? I'll go to it. You ready? Folks, you need to listen to me. You need to elect me. You need to send me $10 or I can't fix your problems. The government is collapsing right in front of our eyes. These are all my recent pictures from an event in Phoenix. This is Andy Biggs. Johnny and Andy Biggs. What's another one? Take a look. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let's go back. Here we go. Current pictures from our event. Here's Charlie Kirk with Johnny Flynn. I have other pictures I will show you, but I wanted to show you this car. There was a pro-life guy at this event. Sorry, bear with me. I do have it on my computer. And it is quite shocking. Well, I'll save it for later. This is a huge hack. It shows that they stole Arizona. Want to look at the other states they stole? Okay. Why don't I do that in another video? This is for Connecticut. Connecticut's election was hacked. Rosa DeLauro probably lost to Margaret Stryker. I went to Milford, Stratford, and all those towns. There wasn't a single evil witch poster. Every single lawn had a Margaret Stryker sign. And some of these towns had over 4,000 votes switched. But look at Arizona, and they're one county with 171,000 votes switched, when in fact Biden only won by 10,000. Folks, this game is over. And I will be sending this to the FBI. They won't. If they don't do anything about it, I'll make arrests. I'll make citizens arrests. Well, yes, I will. They've been warning me not to do it. But what do I care? I'll be out tomorrow. Unless they hold me indefinitely like the January 6th riot, which was a group of patriots that understood that the voter fraud stole the election. And there are things you need to know about January 7th and the hearing that took place with Pelosi and the way the case was handled, what judges were involved, and why they made the stink about the January 6th riot. And after all, why'd they go right back to work if it was so tremendous and caused so much trauma on AOC, fearing for her life? Well, folks, I'm at 19 minutes. I appreciate your time and effort. You really need to understand what's happening in America, because to fix it, you have to make necessary choices, like you need to vote for Dominic Rapini to be our new Secretary of State to stop voter fraud. He runs Stop Voter Fraud with Linda Sinkowitz. Linda's a class act. You should get to know her. But not even she has mentioned this data. She hasn't revealed the data she found yet. And there's an election next month. So we need to get this information out. Have a great day. It's Deep Dive Sunday. Here's the evidence you've been waiting for. Go after Ned Lamont, please. Denise Merrill is not running for re-election. I wonder why, Denise. It's because you're complicit and you know you've been hacked. And you claimed that the servers were not connected to the internet, which is completely false. If the IP address of that server is there, and Bob Duff, there's some information about him, which I may have to reveal, about his connection. According to Kevin, have a great day. Flynn 2022, we're moving and shaking. You've got to come to our events, and our next event, well, CTRA is having an event on November 25th in Norwalk at Ponza, and you're invited. Thank you very much.